Hey everybody, back again. I know I just posted yesterday, but this mouth breather decided that he was going to comment on a video and prove me right. This moron works for the police in Washington, D.C., and used to be a cop in New York City, military police and U.S. Navy. Yeah, you've got the IQ of a toaster. See, this motherfucker commented, another YouTube lawyer who has no clue what he's talking about. Brilliant passengers in moving motor vehicle never have to ID. Yes, sure, right. Arizona is a stop and ID state, but the only time you have to ID is if you're driving a motor vehicle. Yeah, right. Please don't listen to this guy. He has no clue what he's talking about and will get you in a lot of trouble. Here's the thing, dipshit. I actually pulled up the law. Yeah, you're an officer in New York and Washington, where those states, if you're stopped on the side of the street just walking and a cop tells you to give your ID, you bully them into giving it. Again, dipshit. Arizona is a stop and ID state only if you've actually been stopped for a crime, i.e. speeding. See, I'll clear this shit out for you. Yeah, Arizona is a stop and ID state, which means that if a law enforcement officer has reasonable suspicion to believe you are involved in criminal activity, you are legally required to provide a name or identification when requested. Now, this dipshit's like, yeah, you know what? You have to give it whenever you're asked. No. According to the Ninth Circuit Court, which also, deals with Washington, yeah, you cannot just stop anybody for any reason. Hey, this guy is walking with a limp. I'm going to get his ID and I'm going to run his name. No, you have to have reasonable suspicion. RAS, reasonable articulable suspicion. Again, this idiot says that, I'm a cop. I know more about laws than you do. Really, I pulled up the actual Arizona laws, and he says that's not how the law works. If that's not how the law works, then how come that's how the law works? I mean, hell, stop and identify in Arizona, the actual legal basis of it. Let's see, failure to stop to provide driver's license or evidence to identify violation. Operator of a motor vehicle who knowingly fails or refuses to bring operator's motor vehicle to a stop and given all that shit. After stopping required by subsection A, driver's full name, date of birth, residence, physical description, driver's signature, all this stuff. This is the actual fucking law. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about at all. Passenger to identify. Ninth Circuit. Passengers in a car don't have to identify themselves unless they've committed a crime or are suspected of committing a crime. In the Ninth Circuit Court, which there's multiple standings for this because it kept being brought up because officers like, I'm going to identify your passenger while I have you stopped, and then, your passenger smells of alcohol, so I'm gonna get their ID because they're obviously drunk. That shit was thrown out because an officer cannot extend a traffic stop for any reason just because he wants to get IDs and whatnot. Passengers' rights. Alfredo Landros. That's U.S. versus Landros. That actually happened in Tucson, Arizona, proving, again, passengers don't have to identify unless the officer has reasonable suspicion that they have committed a crime, are about to commit a crime, or have It that's it. The law. It's right there, right there, right there, right there. You mouth breathing piece of shit. Yeah, you can't be like, oh, you know what? I'm a cop. I know the law. You obviously don't know the law because I've literally showed you the law. I mean, hell. Uh, in Arizona, a police officer can request a person's identification only under certain circumstances, which include reasonable suspicion, lawful detention. Lawful detention requires reasonable articulable suspicion that you have committed a crime or you're trespassing in any way. If you're on a property and there's no trespassing signs everywhere, and they go, "Hey, you're trespassing. Didn't you see those signs?" They have to give you a chance to leave the property, and if you don't, then they can get you. But they can't just stop you for walking down the road and be like, "Give me your ID." No, it's not how it works. Stop an ID does not mean they can stop anybody for any reason at all, even if, a person's just wandering down the road. Oh, I'm going to stop this person, then I'm going to stop that person, then I'm going to cross over here and get that guy over there at Denny's. No, that's not how this works. And again, as I said, this idiot commented on a video that says laws and police that don't know them. And he proved me right. He does not know the law whatsoever. Stop an ID doesn't mean you can stop anybody and get their ID. Stop an ID means that if you have legal grounds to stop somebody, they are legally required to give you an ID. You have to have a reason to stop them, not just, that person's black. That's not how this works. Again, fucking morons. I mean, you can pull up law after law, and some cop on YouTube is going to go, "That's not how the law works. That's how the law is written, and the law is written so that a fifth grader can understand it. And if you can't understand it and you're a cop, that means you don't have a fifth grade education." Let's see. Arizona revised statutes. What is that? It was, where are we at? 1324. So 13. Opened up. Close these guys. Let's see. 20s. 24s. Personal information. Obstructing government operations. Refusing aid. Refusing to assist. Impersonating. Obstruction. Refusing to provide truthful name. Yeah, it is unlawful for a person, after being advised that the person's refusal to answer is unlawful, to fail or refuse to state the person's true full name on request of a peace officer who has lawfully detained the person based on reasonable suspicion the person has committed, is committing, or about to commit a crime. A person detained under this section shall state the person's true full name, but shall not be compelled to answer any inquiry of the peace officer. Person who violates this section is guilty of a Class 2 misdemeanor. Again, you piece of shit. The law is right there. Right there. You call this is what stop an ID means. They have to have reasonable, articulable suspicion before they can get your ID. Stop an ID does not mean stop them because they're black. Stop them because they're Korean. Stop them because they're wearing a mask. Stop them because they're wearing a freaking costume. It means stop them if you believe they have committed a crime and you are investigating that crime and you have a belief that they are involved. And you also have to have evidence that they've been involved, because if you just go, "I think you're involved because, 4 miles away something happened." No, you have to have actual proof that you are going off of some kind of suspicion that they were involved. You can't just say that person's suspicion. It's a suspicious person. Suspicion is not a crime. You actually have to articulate what the crime is and what is going on. You can't just go, I believe you committed a crime, give me your ID. Well, what crime? I'm not going to tell you. You have to articulate it. And that is the law. That is the law. Law, 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 law. If you don't know the law, stop wearing a badge. Just plain and simple. This piece of shit does not know the law. I mean, yes, these people, a lot of these people are fucking tools and assholes and pieces of shit. And again, the NH now, all these things. Yes, look at all these people. These are fraud people and bullshit auditors. If you're auditing, you have to actually act like you're fucking doing something. Don't be like, I'm doing a news story. No, tell them that you're fucking auditing. I'm an auditor. I'm a First Amendment auditor, here to exercise my First Amendment right to videotape in public, and that way you're not pretending to be doing something. Like these guys, Amagansett Press. Everything they do is copywritten. You can't talk shit about them. You can't even have their videos playing on your video unless you get permission, and then they can pull at any time. They go, well, we're filming a travel video. Their travel video is them going state to state, city to city, causing havoc everywhere. But this mouth breather says, I'm a cop. I know the law. No, again, you don't know the law. You don't know it at all. You go off of, Arizona is a stop and ID state. That's all you read. That's this first, 6 words. Arizona is a stop and ID. That's all. You read that and you go, oh, yep, see, prove my point. There it is. There's my point right there. Arizona is a stop and ID. You can't argue any other points. Well, I mean, the law says otherwise, dickweed. I mean, and stop and ID while walking. Oh, there's entire legal standing on that. Arizona stop and ID law is outlined. Must provide their true name if they've been everything, and it's like rights of individuals, right to remain silent, all this stuff. I mean, this is an actual law firm. This is a law firm telling people the actual law and how to handle it. Passengers identifying. Here we go. This is the law. Whether law enforcement officers may extend a lawfully initiated vehicle stop because a passenger refuses to ID themselves absent reasonable suspicion that the individual has committed a crime, we conclude that they may not do so. You fucking piece of shit. That's Supreme Court rule. Again, Ninth Circuit, Supreme Court, circuit courts, state courts, even the Arizona Supreme Court said you can't. This is the law. This is the law. You're arguing against somebody saying, well, you don't know the law because you don't have a law degree. I'm a few short from a law degree. I mean, I could easily go and pass the bar. I mean, I'm a few points shy of a doctorate. And you're a cop who's had, 20 hours of legal briefing class during training, and then you go off of a book that's kept in your car. That's it? See, I'm actually looking at the law. The law. Criminal Code, Arizona Criminal Code, Legislature, Arizona State. I'm pulling up the Ninth Circuit Court. Law. Law says you're an idiot. And again, if you can't pass common sense, schooling, then you shouldn't be wearing a badge. Uh, this guy, I know that he's probably going to clip and chop videos of mine because I'm going to hurt his feelings. Well, sorry, Sloan, you're an idiot. You've got 3.24 thousand subscribers, 65 videos, and you're wrong because you're an idiot. You chose, oh, well, I've got a badge. That means I know more about the law than anybody else. And even if I don't know them, I'm going to claim that they don't know the law. This could be written in Braille and I'd still fucking understand it. Because, it's the fucking law. Yeah. And obstructing and obstructing government operations, obstructing officers, those are all physical. It says that they have to be physical or threatening violence in order for that to happen. And that's another thing that you don't understand. Interfering with a crime scene investigation. Yeah, if there's tape up, then you stay behind the tape. If there's no tape up, you stay like 10 feet back or wherever the officer tells you to go. But, again, this is the law, you piece of shit. But that's it for now. Have fun. Fuck off.